They lie to you. Not out of hate, out of habit. They said life is about working hard, following rules, and hoping for the best. But here's the truth. Your thoughts shape your reality. Not your boss, not your parents, not your past. Just your mind. Every thought is a seed. Think weakness, grow weak. Think strength, and even your scars become tools. You can't outwork a broken mindset. Grind 10 hours. You've heard it before. Change your mind, change your life. But most treat it like a poster quote. They don't live it. They don't feel it. Your mind is the command center. Your body, a soldier following orders. Your habits, thoughts disguise. Your future, thoughts you haven't had yet. Most people lose before they start, not because they're lazy or dumb, but because they decided they weren't enough. They wake up thinking defeat, and they get it. Same problems, same patterns, same story. But you're not most people. You're here because something inside you won't shut up. A small voice screaming, I'm meant for more. It's right. It's just buried under years of doubt and noise. We're going to dig it out. We're putting your mind back in charge. Every morning you have two choices: feed fear or feed power. That's it, no middle ground. If you don't train your mind, the world will, and the world doesn't have your back. Today we flip the script. You're not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because your mind is stuck on repeat. I can't. I'm tired. Maybe later. That's not you. That's fear, wearing your voice like a mask. Most people live as prisoners in cells with the doors wide open. The key's been in their hands the whole time, but they cling to doubt because it feels safer than trying. What if you actually believed in yourself? Not for a moment, not when hype. Belief isn't hype. It's not energy drinks and motivational memes. Belief is showing up when nobody's watching, making the hard choice when the easy one begs for attention. Your life will never rise above your thoughts. Think small, stay small. Think weak, break under pressure. Think strong and everything changes. You're not born a loser. You're trained into one by TV, school, and people who gave up on their dreams. Your job now is to unlearn the lies. Unlearn you're not good enough. Unlearn be realistic. Unlearn fear planted in your mind like it was truth. Because it's not true, it's trauma. You think you need more money, more time, more luck. You don't. You need control over your mind. And that's free. Available right now. Everything you are today is the result of what you've thought up to this point. Every win, every loss, every peace, every pain. If you don't like where you are, change the architect. Change your thoughts. Look around. Most people have settled. They wake up, scroll, work jobs they don't find funny, all to avoid asking the real question. Is this all there is? It's not. But you only get more if you think like someone who's already there. You don't succeed and then think like a winner. You think like a winner and then succeed. Start telling yourself a new story. You're not tired. You're building. You're not lost. You're on the way. The problem isn't the work. The problem is thinking it shouldn't feel hard. It's supposed to. That voice in your head whining, this shouldn't be happening to me. That voice is why you're still stuck. Kill that expectation. Grow faster. No cheat codes. No shortcuts. No perfect moment. Your mind loves excuses because excuses keep it safe. But you lose by standing still. Simple truth. If you don't think you can, you won't. If you think you're not enough, you won't even try. If you think the world's against you, you'll find proof. But if you believe the fight is worth it, even on the worst days, nothing can stop you. There are people with less talent, less support, and worse odds, and they're still winning. They trained their minds to believe anyway. So let me ask again, what are you telling yourself? That voice matters more than your job, your bank account, or some stranger's opinion online. That voice shapes you. Train it like a muscle. Catch it lying. Challenge it when it's weak. Replace fear with focus. Replace doubt by direction. Replace hate with hunger. Want to change your life? Start by changing one sentence you tell yourself every day. From "I'm not ready" to "I'm learning." From "I always screw up" to "This time I'm doing it differently." From "What if I fail" to "What if this works?" That's not self-blade, that's self-leadership. Think thoughts are soft? Try living with bad ones long enough. They'll rot your relationships, your opportunities, your identity. But you can flip the script. Become the person who shifts the room just by thinking bigger. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day a war between the thoughts that lift you and the ones that limit you. You don't need to win every battle. Just win more than you lose. Keep adjusting. Keep moving. Because everything, your actions, your habits, your results, traces back to one thing: a thought. Control the first domino. Control everything. Most people walk around like they've already lost, shoulders slumped, voice soft, mind defeated, not because life beat them, because their mind told them they couldn't win. They built a home in doubt, furnished it with excuses, and lived there like it's permanent. It's not the pain, not the failure, not the version of you you're tired of being. Every second is a fresh shot to think differently. Every new thought is a chance to build a new future. You don't need a miracle. You don't need luck. You need to wake up and tell your mind, we don't live in fear anymore. We don't live in regret. We don't live in almost. From now on, every thought is a brick. Build a fortress or build a prison. Your choice. This isn't about toxic positivity. This isn't about pretending everything's okay. It's about control, power, discipline, mental weightlifting. You don't need to feel strong to think strong. But think strong long enough, and you will feel strong. Your brain loves patterns. It believes what you repeat. So stop repeating weakness. Your mind is listening, and it's following orders. Say it. I'm not done. I've got more in me. I'm building something here. These are just the early reps. Say it until it's not what you say. It's who you are. They don't teach this in school. They teach math, history, survival tips. But they don't hand you a manual for the war inside your head. That part's on you. That's where greatness lives. If your thoughts were a movie playing out loud, would you be proud? Would you let someone else talk to you the way you talk to yourself? Probably not. So why keep letting yourself get away with it? You don't need permission to change the narrative. You don't need a new year or a rock bottom moment. You just need a decision. A line in the sand. A refusal to think small for one more day. You already have the power. You just haven't been using it right. You've been pointing it at yourself instead of your goals, beating yourself up instead of building yourself up. That changes today. From now on, your thoughts are your soldiers. You train them. You direct them. You give them one mission. Take me where I want to go. Every time you say, I can't, you give up ground. Every time you say, this won't work, you hand your future to fear. And every time you say, I'm not good enough, you're lying. You're not unworthy. You're just untrained. No one comes into this world confident. Nobody starts off disciplined. You think that athlete, that CEO, that artist you admire was born with unshakable belief? No, they built it one thought at a time. You're not supposed to feel motivated every day. That's a myth. Motivation is a spark. It comes and goes. Mental discipline is the fire that stays lit. The secret is in what you do on the days you don't feel like it. The days your mind says not today. The days your body wants to quit. That's where champions are made. Every rep counts double on the days you want to skip them. Every step forward on tired days carries extra weight. Those are the days when your mind gets stronger. Anybody can train when it's easy. Anybody can pose wins when they're on top. But what do you do when you're at the bottom? When no one's watching? That's who you really are. If you're serious about becoming who you were meant to be, you've got to start filtering your thoughts like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every single day you have 100 chances to speak power or poison over your life. Most people pick poison, casually, automatically, unconsciously. It's in the, I'm so tired. It's in the, I'll never figure this out. It's in the, maybe this isn't for me. Cut that out. Replace it with grit. Replace it with, one more try. I'm learning. I'm not stopping until this is mine. No one can think for you. No one can rewire your brain but you. So stop waiting for someone to change your life and start by changing your mind. If the mind is everything, then your life is a reflection of what you've allowed yourself to believe. Not what happened to you, not what you were born into, not what they said about you. What you believe. Belief is a choice, not a feeling. It's a decision you make, and you make it again and again until it becomes your default setting. That voice that says, you're not good enough, it's not real, it's a tape. A broken loop that needs to be erased and replaced. You do that with truth, with repetition, with courage, with action. Every day, you're either reinforcing fear or reinforcing strength. There is no neutral. If you're not building the life you want, you're helping build the one you hate. Here's the hardest truth nobody tells you. You're responsible for how you think, even when it's hard, even when it's unfair. Yes, things happen to you, but what happens in you is your job. You can't control what life throws, but you control how you catch it. You can choose to see pain as training, not punishment. You can choose to see failure as feedback, not final. Most people walk through life thinking they're thoughts, but they're not. They're stories, and you are the author. Rewrite them. Edit the fear out. Add the fight back in. Stop rereading chapters that make you feel powerless. Start writing pages that make you proud. People will say you've changed. Good. That's the point. That means you're finally thinking for yourself. That means you stop borrowing your limits from someone else. Let them talk. Let them doubt. That has nothing to do with you. The world is full of people who gave up and want you to join them. Don't. Stay strange. Stay focused. Stay dangerous. Most people fear standing out. You should fear blending in. You should fear waking up at 60 and realizing you never once lived a day on your terms. Everything begins in the mind. The results come later. Right now, you've got one job. Win the mental war. Your mind is like a lens. What you see depends on how you've trained yourself to look. The same day can be a curse or a lesson, depending on your angle. The same loss can be a dead end or a detour, depending on what you believe about setbacks. The world won't give you clarity. You have to create it inside. People will doubt you. Life will hit you. But if your mind is sharp, you stay standing. You see the pressure, but you don't fold. You see the mountain, but you don't turn back. You see the storm and you walk straight into it. That's the shift. When your thoughts become your strength instead of your weakness. When your mind stops being your enemy and starts being your weapon. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more motivation. You need better thoughts. People chase hacks and shortcuts but ignore the real game, controlling their inner voice. How can you expect to win if the first thing you do in the morning is scroll and compare your life to someone else's highlight reel? You're feeding your mind junk and wondering why it can't run. The truth is, most of the pain you feel isn't from life itself, it's from how you think about life. It's not the obstacle, it's the overthinking. It's not the failure, it's the story you tell yourself about what failure means. Your thoughts are a filter. Upgrade the filter, and life starts to change. Start small if you have to. One better thought, one stronger decision, One moment where you don't let fear lead. This isn't about flipping a switch. It's about flipping a pattern. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to win the next 5 minutes, then the next, and the next. That's how confidence builds, not from speeches or compliments, but from watching yourself follow through. You say you're going to do something, and then you do it. That's how trust in yourself grows. That's how you stop being the person who breaks promises to themselves. Most people will spend their lives chasing dreams that could have been theirs if they had just believed a little sooner, acted despite the doubt, or thought differently. One day earlier. If you really want change, you have to be unreasonable with your thoughts. Reasonable people settle. Reasonable people play small. Reasonable people wait. If you want to break patterns, you have to think bigger than your surroundings, bigger than your circumstances, bigger than your past. Nobody makes history by thinking like everybody else. Nobody breaks through by agreeing with doubt. Nobody wins by being realistic about what's possible. Your mind is your first rebellion. Your thoughts are your first fight. If you don't control them, you'll never control your destiny. People talk about goals like they're magic. Goals are nothing without the mind to chase them. It's easy to set goals. It's easy to dream. It's easy to fill a vision board. The hard part is thinking strong enough to keep moving when it sucks, when it's slow, when it's boring, when nobody cares yet. The mind that wins isn't the mind that needs cheering every 5 minutes. It's the mind that can hype itself up. It's the mind that drags itself through the mud without needing a reward. It's the mind that thinks, I'm built for this, and you are. You just forgot, or you let somebody make you forget. Either way, it's on you to remember now. Your mind will feed on whatever you give it. Feed it fear and it will build you a prison. Feed it discipline and it will build you a kingdom. The crazy part is, you can change the menu anytime. You're not locked into thinking small. You're not chained to who you used to be. But the longer you feed yourself weakness, the more normal it feels. The more you tell yourself you can't. Thoughts are habits. Habits are destinies. You don't change your life by chance. You don't change it by luck. You change it by planting new thoughts every day, until you grow something worth living for. Every master was once a beginner who believed in something nobody else could see. They weren't better, they weren't luckier. They were just stubborn with their belief. They decided that the picture they held in their mind was more real than the circumstances around them. That's the real work, holding on to a vision when the results say you're crazy. Holding on to belief when thinking like a winner before you ever get a win. Because the mind has to get there first. Your life can't follow where your mind won't go. You don't have to know exactly how you'll win. You don't need every step mapped out. You just need to believe that the version of you who wins is real and worth fighting for. You can figure out the details on the way. You can pivot. You can adjust. But if you let go of belief, it's over. You can't outwork doubt. You refuse to challenge. Your thoughts are like the steering wheel of a car. If you don't grab it and turn it toward where you want to go, the road will take you wherever it wants. And usually, it's downhill. Take the wheel. Drive the story. Be tested. Life will check if you really mean it when you say you want to change. It will throw distractions. It will hand you easy exits. It will whisper that you should go back to who you used to be. Most people fail the test because they think struggle is a sign to quit. It's not. Struggle is a sign you're in the right place. Growth hurts because the mind hates uncertainty. The mind craves safety, but everything you want is on the other side of the discomfort you're avoiding. Think about it. The most important moments of your life, the ones you're proud of, weren't easy. They were built on courage. And courage every single time started with the thought, I can do this. You have to see yourself winning before anyone else does. You have to believe in the invisible. Success isn't real yet. It's an idea first. A rough sketch in your head. A spark nobody else can see. That's why they doubt you. That's why they don't get it. But it doesn't matter. It's not their dream to carry. It's not their mind to manage. You don't need their own decision. The world catches up later. It always does. Protect your vision like your life depends on it, because it does. There's going to be days where your mind turns against you. Days where it screams, "This is pointless." Days where it says you're wasting your time. That's normal. Expect it. Train for it. Just because your mind throws a weak thought at you doesn't mean you have to obey it. Thoughts come and go. Your job is not to believe everything you feel. Your job is to decide what's true for you and stick to it. You can think something and still move. You can doubt and still build. You can hurt and still keep going. The mind is a muscle. The more you push through those hard thoughts, the stronger you get. Listen carefully. Nothing outside. You can fix what's broken inside. Not a new relationship, not a new job, not a new car. If you don't fix the way you think, you'll sabotage every blessing you get. That's why most people never stay successful. They get a little progress, but their mind is still set to failure, and that old setting drags them back down. You don't just need a new environment, you need a new mind living in that environment. A mind that thinks differently. A mind that's disciplined. A mind that expects to win. Otherwise, you'll always find a way to lose, even when you're winning. Easy to get hyped for a day. It's hard to stay locked in for a year. But that's the separation. That's the line between amateurs and legends. Amateurs think they need to feel ready every morning. Legends train themselves to move whether they feel like it or not. They don't argue with the work. They don't debate if they feel like it. They just do it. They trust that action will fix emotion. No different than moving forward creates the feeling, not the other way around. You can feel stuck. You can feel scared. But if you think the right thoughts and you move anyway, you win. Action cures doubt, but right thinking fuels action. It's a loop. It feeds itself. When you think strong, you move strong. When you move strong, you think even stronger. That's how you break cycles. That's how you climb out of the pit. Not by waiting for a miracle, but by stacking small. It's a build-up. It's the stacking of small, powerful decisions. The mind controls the start. The mind controls the finish. The mind controls everything. By now you should realize you are not a victim of your thoughts. You are their creator. You choose what you think. You choose what you focus on. You choose what voice you believe. It doesn't matter if doubt shows up. It doesn't matter if fear knocks on your door. What matters is what you invite in. What matters is who you hand the mic to starting today. You don't hand it to regret. You don't hand it to insecurity. You take the mic. You take the stage. You take your life back.